You ever wonder where your feelings really come from? I mean, not just what sets you off, but the actual, step-by-step process that happens inside your head. Well, today we're going to break down a really powerful framework that explains this whole thing as a simple, predictable chain of events. So let's just jump right in with the big one, right? The question at the heart of pretty much everything. What's the real cause of happiness and suffering? Is it your job? Is it your relationships? The news? What is it? Well, according to the source we're digging into today, the answer isn't, any of those external things. The source of our deepest feelings, it's not a person or a place. It's not a thing at all. It's actually a predictable, internal process, kind of like a chain reaction that's happening inside of us, literally every single moment. All right, so let's get into this process. It all starts with the very first link in the chain, what our source calls the spark. So this first step is a concept called fossa, which basically means contact. But, and this is important, we're not just talking about physical touch. It's way broader. It's any moment one of our senses meets the world. And get this, thought is considered a sense here too. Super important to remember. So think of it like this. Fossa is just that moment your eyes see the color blue, or your ears hear a song, or your mind just has a thought, like a random memory or a plan for later. It's that first, totally neutral spark of connection. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, but the second that spark happens, boom, the next domino falls. Instantly and automatically. This is the reaction. This reaction has a name, Vedana, which just means feeling. And what's so fascinating about this is how simple it is. I mean, every single contact we have, no matter how complex, only triggers one of three basic feelings. It's either pleasant, unpleasant, or just neutral. Now, the key thing to get here is that this feeling, this Vedana, it's just a biological signal. It's totally pre-programmed. It's like when you touch a hot stove, right? That unpleasant feeling isn't the suffering, it's just information. It's your body saying, hey, move your hand. It's just the raw data of the experience. So, okay, if the contact isn't the problem, and the feeling isn't the problem, then where does the suffering actually come from? Well, this brings us to the third link. And honestly, this is the most important one. This is the turning point. This is where a concept called tanha comes in. You can think of it as craving or thirst. And this is not the feeling itself. Nope. It's what our mind does with the feeling. It's that mental move of grabbing onto a pleasant feeling and going, yes, more of this. Or shoving away an unpleasant one thinking, get it away from me. And there's this quote from our source that just nails it. It says, when a person has a feeling and does not let it go, craving tanha will follow. See that? Does not let it go. That's the whole game right there. That's the secret sauce that turns a simple sensation into a real problem. So what happens when we don't let go? When that craving takes the wheel? Well, it's not just one thing. Our source describes it as this powerful, immediate, another domino effect. I mean, just look at this cascade. Once that craving is lit, it can just instantly set off this whole chain reaction. We start seeking it, which then spirals into fatuation, and then lust, becoming intoxicated with the feeling, and from there, it's possessiveness, stinginess, and this frantic need to protect it. You can totally see how one thing just bleeds into the next, right? And the source just sums it up so perfectly with this almost off-the-cuff observation. Wow, a whole series of mental states just flows in. I love that. It really paints a picture of this mental avalanche, you know? How fast we can get swept away once that craving grabs hold. Okay, so let's just put it all together real quick. The full chain in 4 steps. Step 1, contact, vasava. Step 2, the automatic feeling, vedana. Step 3, and this is the big one, the turning point, craving, tanha. That's the mental clinging. And that leads directly to step 4, that whole cascade of stuff we experience as suffering. Now, look, the point of seeing all this laid out isn't to blame ourselves, for having cravings. Not at all. The goal is just to see the mechanism clearly. It's like understanding the physics of our own minds. This isn't some moral failing. It's just a pattern, a predictable one. And that brings us to the final idea, and maybe the most powerful one. If this whole process is so predictable, and if the most important moment is that tiny little space between the feeling and the craving, What happens if we can just learn to notice that space? What if we can just watch that pleasant or unpleasant feeling pop up without immediately grabbing it or pushing it away? What becomes possible then? Definitely something to think about.